What is interesting to us in this precise project, except that it is in terms of governance, and governance is a thematic which is interesting also of importance for the Committee of the Regions, as it is a mini program. I like personally very much mini programs, although it's quite complicated to administrate because we give money to a lead partner and then the lead partner deals with a project which in reality is a program. So I like the devolution, and the devolution is also something of importance for the Committee of the Region. The topic is important to us because we don't have so many topics, but it is also a topic which is in advance in its time because we were stuck to innovation and environment, and this kind of topic can open the door to inclusion, and we will talk again about inclusion in the next programming period. So it is, in a sense, an advanced topic. The partnership is very good. The geographical coverage, 7 partners, 2 new member states, 7 public authorities, which is important to us as well, because the strategies, local and regional strategies, are coming from public authorities in this field mainly. The results are very interesting, with 64 staff members with an increased capacity, 73 good practices identified, and some spin-off activities, 7 sub-projects financed by your project. So the overall architecture is very interesting to us, and we are very satisfied in the team, not compared to the other project, but you are a very good project for sure. And you are also an important project in terms of budget. You received almost 3 million euro ERDF, which is also the case of other mini programs that you are dealing with a significant part of our budget. Next, please. It is the next? Yes. It is the next. I check. Huh? Yes, in this presentation, this is next. Now I talk about the future, and I will come to capitalization later. In the future, at short-term notice, we are organizing in Krakow our yearly EU forum on the 24th of November. There are still some seats available. If you want to register, go on our website. We will see this time if we are loved for our money or for our intelligence, because in Krakow, for the first time, we will not launch a call for tender. We will not say the rules, the indicators, the criteria, etc., but we will start talking about the results. So who is interested by the results will come to Krakow, and we will note the names, of course, of the people attending. Secondly, a second date, important date, mid-December, precisely on the 15th and 16th of December in Warsaw, we will meet our monitoring committee to decide on the 355 projects we've received in March or April this year, and we will allocate the 100 million euros. So there are some partners which are here interested by this news, and if you want to get very fresh news, either you call a colleague in the Secretariat or your national representative. Thirdly, we will start the capitalization. So what is capitalization? In English, it means to put a capital letter at the beginning of a word. It comes, of course, from a French wording. Capitalization doesn't mean precisely something, but we want simply to draw lessons from several projects working on the same issues. And we have the agreement of the monitoring committee to do this on 12 topics. Topics for you, for us, is a new wording. Why? It's not priority is too large, innovation. We have too many projects dealing with innovation. When we meet them, very quickly they are talking only about process, because one is working about chemistry, another one automobile, another one demographic change, etc., and they don't talk about content. So our sub-themes, we tried something with our sub-themes, but it was still too broad. So we identified topics which are very precise and which allow exchanges between projects on the content, and they can talk about the content and not only about the processes, how do you organize your events, etc. No, they talk about textile, they talk about automobile, they talk, etc. And up to now, we have identified yeah, between 6 and 9, because not all are decided, but at least there will be one on aging population, one on entrepreneurship, cultural industries, climate change, sustainable transport, renewable energies, and 6 other will join and will be added to this one. We will start this exercise from early 2012. We just recruited a capitalization officer in charge of driving experts, because we are not experts in everything, of course, and we need EU experts to take the lesson, to draw the lessons from the projects. This is one thing which is important. This is clustering. But after that, to see if the progress which are made by these projects are also in line with the EU policies, which are dealt by the competent committees in the Committee of the Regions, with the competent DG in the Commission, etc., to see if we are close to the excellence and how we can now disseminate the results of the project, which are relevant and of a certain excellence. So this will be the start of the capitalization. So this is for the short-term notice future. Beyond 2013, you know that the Commission issued a new series of regulations. Of course, if you listen to the news, you know that the budget of the EU will be something very important. We will see if the regional policy is kept as it is with this level, if the agricultural policy is kept, etc. There are many conditions to the existence of the regional policy, but if there is a regional policy, for sure there will be an increase of cooperation. I think this is a bet, I would say, but because the added value of cooperation is evident. And even in context of financial crisis, it is easy to demonstrate that the EU added value of cooperation is an argument to still develop, as it has been developed from the early age of the 90s. It is a constant progression. Whatever is the context, there is an increase. Concerning the themes for cooperation at distance, there is always a movement like this. The Sapir report in '95 invited us to reduce the number of themes, so we passed from everything to innovation and the environment. And now we are invited, and it is a good thing, to also consider inclusion. So fight against exclusion, that means more precisely. And in this field, it is of course important to develop projects. I observe that for some obvious themes like urban issues, gender equality, sustainable development, they are so important that they are everywhere. But to be everywhere is sometimes very dangerous, because at the same time, you are not precisely somewhere. So on this kind of topic, and this maybe could be also the topics you are promoting within your project, you have to pay attention to propose things in order to, that these so obvious things are also somewhere and not only everywhere. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Mr. Lambla, for your story, for your contribution. And thank you all for your opening words. So that means that the conference has really been opened right now.